In this problem, we're going to look at iodine 131 and how long it's going to take it to decay given a certain half-life and a certain sample, or fraction of the sample, remaining. So we'll start with the fact that we have iodine 131 and that has a half-life of 8.10 days, approximately. The sample starts as 50 grams and we end up with 6.25 grams. Now the first thing I want you to do in this sort of problem is to find out the fraction remaining, and so we take 6.25 grams, which is the amount remaining, divide that by the total that we started with, so 50, and when you do that in math, you end up with about 1/8. And now that we know the fraction remaining, we can determine the number of half-lives that have passed. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll start with a full sample. We're going to use the arrow method here. So if you have a full sample, we have 1 half-life. I'll just label that as 1. And once a half-life passes, we have half of our sample remaining. Let's do this again. Do a second half-life, and we have 1/4 of the sample remaining. We're not quite to the 1/8 yet, so we have to do one more half-life. And finally, on our third half-life, we end up with 1/8 of the sample remaining. The last step of this is going to be to determine how long it will take. And so now that we know that there are 3 half-lives, and we know that 1 half-life is going to be 8.10 days, we simply multiply the half-life or 1 half-life by the number of half-lives that have passed. And that gives us 24.3 days, which is going to be our answer to this question.